Was good, ballers? This is Jim's Ballin' back again with another video, and we're going to be recapping this latest Lions game, talking about it a little bit. Got some thoughts, some reactions to it. Week 11, they played the Jaguars, and they won 52-6. And for the Lions, after a game against the Texans where they struggled, they got a home game against the Jaguars, and this looked like a get-right game, and they got right and then some. And there really isn't too much to take away from this game. I mean, this was just the best team in the NFL beating up the worst team in the NFL. That's what it looks like. Especially with the Chiefs losing this week, the Lions are now tied with the Chiefs as the best record in the NFL, but the Lions have the best point differential. And just looking at the eye test, looking how dominant the Lions have been, the Lions, I think we can confidently say that they're the best team in the NFL right now. And there's really not too much to say. I mean, the Lions are really good. We kind of knew that. The Jaguars are really bad. We kind of knew that. But how about we just list off some of the records? Because it just seems like every single week we look at the Lions, they play, and they just break some new record. Every week it's just a new franchise record, some new records, and it's just eye-popping stats, and it's just further proof that this Lions team is insanely good. We can start off with 644 total yards. That is a franchise record for the Lions. 38 first downs. That's another franchise record. The margin of victory was 46 points. The Lions just dominated the Jaguars by 46 points. That's another franchise record. Jared Goff coming off a 5-interception game. How would he look? Well, Jared Goff with a perfect passer rating. How's that for a response after a 5-pick game? Sonic and Knuckles, Gibbs and Montgomery. How about 8 touchdowns rushed for each of them in the past 2 seasons? That's the first time since Paul Hornung and Jim Taylor in 1960 and 61. Talking about 60 years ago, first time both these backs have rushed for 8 touchdowns in 2 seasons, back to back. Just Gibbs and Montgomery are just a deadly duo. Just this running game for the Lions is one of the best in the league. The Lions with a 9-1 record now. That's their best record since 1934. This is the best Lions team since 1934. And one more stat. How about on the first 7 drives for the Lions, 7 touchdowns? No punts, no field goals, no turnovers on downs, just 7 touchdowns on 7 drives. And that's the first time since the 2007 Patriots. And if you remember them, they had a 16-0 record to finish the regular season, but ended up losing in the Super Bowl. Almost a completely undefeated season. But that's the type of company that this Lions team is currently looking at. They're looking at being compared to nearly undefeated seasons, nearly perfect teams. That's how this Lions team is looking so far. And it's safe to say that this type of game, they're not going to have this every single week. You're not going to play against the worst team in the NFL at home every single week. They're going to have some tougher games and some closer games. It's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. I mean, this last game pretty much was, except for one thing I'm worried about is the Alex Anzalone injury, the broken forearm. It looks like he's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks, and that's tough. But when it comes to this Lions team, I mean, I have confidence that whatever injuries they have, their team that has the depth, they're able to overcome it. We've seen this Lions team, they're able to keep winning even with Aiden Hutchinson out, even with a couple of injuries that this team has had. I still have a lot of confidence in them. I still think they're really angry, very determined. They're very next man up, and they're just a very complete unit. And just this was very much a get-right game. We saw them not be able to run the ball as well last week. Sonic and Knuckles rushing the ball very well, breaking records. Jared Goff, how would he respond? How about with a perfect passer rating? Just a great way to respond to a lackluster week last week, just completely dominating. And this Lions team looks really good. And as for the Jaguars, I mean, it's safe to say that their season's over. They're not a really good team. And without Trevor Lawrence, they are extremely bad. Trevor Lawrence gets a lot of shit, but I still think he's a really solid quarterback. He may not be the savior and that top quarterback that maybe we expected him to be, but he's still, regardless, a very solid quarterback. And he's a lot better than Mac Jones. Mac Jones is not a good quarterback. And I think the Jaguars just need some better coaching, need some better personnel, and need better weapons around Trevor Lawrence. I still think Trevor Lawrence is their guy, and they need him on the field to be able to try to win games. So yeah, really tough game for the Jaguars, but the Lions are looking really good, and I think right now they cemented themselves as the best team in the league. Let's see if they can keep winning games and keep this momentum going, even with some injuries, just to keep looking extremely solid and hopefully some more records to break. Just insane. This team looks insanely good, and that's really the takeaway. But that'll do it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.